Hey friends, happy Monday. Okay, so I decided that I was going to start a brand new series where every Monday I would come in here live and like do a free training and share some of my thoughts and give some tips and tricks and things, all kinds of cool stuff. And I've decided to call it, did I already say this? Millionaire Mama Mondays. We're going to talk about all things that start with the letter M. No, not actually, but it kind of felt that way because I love alliterations. Sometimes I wonder if I married my husband because his last name is Bud, and I was just like, oh, Brittany Bud, that goes well. I like two B's together. But like, we're going to talk about money and mindset and manifestation and marketing and all the things that have to do with your business. And today I'm talking about like riding the roller coaster of business. So if you're brand new here, let me welcome you to this community, the Grow and Get Rich community. I'm Brittany Budd, mindset and business coach, and I help online entrepreneurs to build and scale your business to 6 figures and beyond organically. So fun. And so I find this very interesting because like if you are an entrepreneur and you started your business yourself and you are the CEO and the founder and the CFO and all of the things, a graphic designer, you're doing all of the things, like that is so different than working a 9-to-5, right? And what we often do, because we have started these businesses and because it is so like prevalent in the online space that like coach influencers are like, I made $100,000 in one day and you can too. There's no difference between me and you, and I just decided I was going to make $100,000 in one day and you just have to decide to. That's cool and that's great, but they're forgetting to share all of the behind the scenes, everything that's going into making that 100K in one day and how many years it took them to get there. And so we as women especially tend to put all of our emotional intelligence into the way our business is performing. And I am definitely like a recovering, I don't even know the term, I could make up a term, like money chaser, where when I was making a lot of money in my business, I made that mean something about myself. I made that mean that like I was smart and I was popular and people liked me and I knew what I was talking about. But anytime I had like a low month or a client would quit or, you know, whatever, I also would make that mean something about myself. Like I sucked and I was stupid and I didn't know how to sell anymore and I lost my mojo and like all of these horrible things. I see this constantly. Women just taking no emotional responsibility for themselves and delegating all of it to their businesses. Business does well, I'm doing well. Business does terrible, I'm doing terrible. And that's like, business is a little bit of a roller coaster. There is no business out there that just like keeps making more and more money every single day and they're just like on their way to unlimited wealth. There are high months and there are low months, and that is normal. And it doesn't mean anything about you as a person when you have a high month or when you have a low month. What makes you successful is your staying power. And so what we really need to focus on and work on is having that emotional stability all along while our business is doing whatever our business does. Yes, we are totally responsible for most of it, but sometimes shit just happens, right? And when you have a 9-to-5 or a day job or whatever, you don't make your income mean anything about you. You just show up, you do your job, you come home, you get your paycheck every 2 weeks, and you just go about your life. But as soon as we start becoming entrepreneurs, we make those incomes mean something about us as people. And that is so bad for your mental health, for one. But it's also like bad for your business because if you're feeling like when it's a low month, that means something bad about you, it's really hard to continue to show up and make those offers and have a bounce back when you're just beating the shit out of yourself behind the scenes. That sounds awful and terrible and mean. And like, I too, like I said, was very much someone that I love money. I love money. I love when women are making a lot of money. But the way I felt at 100K and the way I felt at 250K and the way I feel right now, like, it doesn't matter how much money I'm making, and I think most people can say this, it doesn't really matter how much money you're making, like, your happiness and your joy needs to come from inside of you. And, like, I made the intentional choice to stop selling one-on-one while I was going through my IVF. And that was the best choice for me, even though I knew that I was going to take heavy pay cuts, and I did. I've told you guys lots of times that I've made less money this year so far than I did last year. And even though I did that intentionally, there are still times when my brain is like, no, you did that on purpose, because mentally and emotionally I could not handle one-on-one while going through IVF and then having my baby die and having to be induced and deliver for a second time a 17-week-old baby that died in my stomach. Like, that was the worst thing ever. Had I had a full list of clients doing one-on-one work, there is no way I could have shown up as my best self and given them the best of me and supported them in the best ways going through all of that. So I made the intentional decision to pull way back and stop selling one-on-one during that time. Also knowing that I was making an intentional decision to make significantly less money. But you know what my brain sometimes will still do to me? It'll be like, you're making less money, you're stupid. Like, you're a failure, you're the worst, because brains are mean and they just can't help but be mean jerks. And so in stepping back and like getting rid of, which I do have one-on-one availability now again because I'm in a better space, but I have felt so different about what I'm selling and the message that I'm sending. Like, yes, money is amazing and I love money, but freedom and happiness is also just as important, if not more important. And so the way that I feel about my business has shifted so much, where I'm like, I want freedom and I want happiness and I want joy and I want laughter more than I want money right now. Because I think that I've just lived through enough bullshit at this point that, like, of course, I'll always want money. Who doesn't want money? And I'll always sell to you guys about making money. But I think that there's a huge difference. And like I said, have been saying, there's a huge shift coming in this industry where the thought of money is amazing, but people also need to be happy. And so when you are putting your business in charge of your feelings and just giving your business the ability to determine your worth on a 30-day window or less, that is very unhealthy. And so, like, what I would love all of you to be able to do is create safety for yourself, because when we're riding that roller coaster, it's because we do not feel safe. We feel safe when we're making money, and when we're not making money, we do not feel safe because we're being nice to ourselves and we're being mean to ourselves. And we need to be able to create that safety within, that everything is okay, I know what I'm doing, my business is not that fragile, and regardless of how much money I make this month or this year, I am okay. And when we can kind of tap into that emotional frequency of being completely neutral, we can show up better in our content because we're not attached to any sort of outcomes. We're not, you know, looking to other people to take action on our things. And when we have that, like, law of detachment, it also works with law of attraction. Like, we can't be really needy and grasping and attached to outcomes. We need to be able to be neutral on these outcomes. So what I want to challenge all of you guys to do is really focus on creating safety within yourself and really, like, emotional regulation when we're riding that roller coaster, so we can get off and look at things factually, like when my brain is like, you're a fucking idiot because you're making less money, well, factually, I did that on purpose. But emotionally, my brain is a dick. So we want to be able to create that safety of, it doesn't really matter what's going on. One. Number two, this is my work. So even if I make $0 between now and the rest of the year, I will never quit. Like, the time can pass, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do this anyway, and I am safe in all circumstances. Like, I know that I will be okay. I know how to provide for my family. I know how to make sure that my bills are paid, and I am safe. Okay? So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Creating safety in yourself so you're not riding a crazy emotional roller coaster that goes with the income and the client intake and roll-offs and everything else. Being safe within yourself so that you're not riding that crazy emotional roller coaster. And that way you can just show up in, you know, your highest self without pressure. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Join me next week. I don't know what it's going to be about. One of the M's. We'll see. I'll see you all later.